Well, good afternoon. It is a beautiful Tuesday, and we are about to break down some just shenanigans that are going on in the military sphere. But today is a very special day. Now, you may not see him because this is a one on one camera shot right now. It's just you and I. We're listening to each other
Okay.
and talking and conversing. But I have a
Okay.
special friend, and he's on the other screen over here. You're going to see him in a second. And I brought him on specifically because Marines need to hear from a fellow Marine. Why is it that so many Marines got jumped by high schoolers and got the ever living crap kicked out of them? Today, joining me live.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And first off, let me say to find out more, go to my YouTube page, like, comment, subscribe. Veteran with the sign. I don't know what you're talking about. Great merchandise. No, I'm not. I have respect and I don't commit war crimes. Um, Bro, I've been following this story as best I can. And yeah, dude, I have so many questions. Like, why are they hanging out where a bunch of kids are? All these different things. Like, I don't even know what happened. Do you know what happened? Yeah. Yeah.
AC, nobody can hear you on the stream, honey. No, I'm
Can
sorry.
they hear me?
Yes, they can hear you.
If you want to hear more of me, go to Veteran with a Sign on all platforms. I've got a Facebook, I've got a YouTube, I've got an Instagram. If you're sick and tired of old AC and you want to talk to someone whose name starts with a Z, go to Veteran with a Sign. You know what I mean? I'm just stalling here. Uh-oh. It's really funny. It says El Gato, no signal. Hang on, let me see if I can pull this up. I can hear you, Bubba. It's okay. I'll keep you entertained. Listen, guys, I'm on a goal to 1,000 subs. There he is, AC. Look at it, bro. I like the delay. Little known fact, that right there, that is from when I interviewed the Sergeant Major of the Army, Sergeant Major Grinston, an incredible man, the 16th Sergeant Major of the Army, I believe, the highest enlisted a person can be, and he signed that when I interviewed him. And I've done a lot of wild things, but that's actually really cool. And my wife made that for me. Really, really, really is incredible. Where's the link to your channel? I have no link to my channel. Just go to Veteran with a Sign on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, TikTok, all of it. Can she say honey again? I will ask. Space. Just another excuse for my never mind. Honey, no one can hear you, baby. Got you. Okay, so we're still here. I'm just taking over his channel. Listen, I need more submissions now. I need you to dial in, DM, email me any and all things you want to say. Anybody can be a part of Veteran with the Sign. If you send me some content, you send me some posts, we'll coordinate. We'll get the message out there. It can't be hurtful, can't be hateful. It's just got to be commentary. It doesn't have to be veteran stuff. Be whatever you want. You want to talk about cop stuff, hunting stuff, whatever you need. Hi, Riotous. I'm reading here over to the right. Everyone would have been OC'd sprayed. I would dare generation to fight me. My generation of veterans, you won't cowards. Paul Williams, weird energy. Yes, I am Warfighter. I am him. Where's the OF? It is on youtube.com/veteran with the sign. AC is working on it. Listen, we're just two dudes at the end of the day, right? Just two men in their 30s on the internet, doing the best we can.
There we go. Let's check. Now I can hear myself.
My great uncle is a pastor slash used car salesman. The gun show, Philip Hall. Let's go, baby. Wait, AC is in his 30s. He is in his 30s. We're actually the same age, and we both. It's not sensitive. We both look incredible for our age. You can't argue that. You know what's not possible? Following me on all platforms. That's definitely possible. Bro, I'm actually kind of excited to talk about this stuff. Again, any and all things you guys want us to talk about, please let us know. We're going to do it.
Rich,
The stream has not been hijacked.
we can't hear you again.
I'm the captain now.
Hey,
I'm the
Zach, do me a
captain.
favor. Or
Mhm.
will you do me a favor and drop me all of your social media links so I can
Yep.
make sure I can post them in the chat and
How
in
do
the
I do
Discord?
that?
Boom. All right. So I should be heard now. I can hear the echo. Voice activity, push to talk, soundboard, video settings, game capture. Good to go. Boom.
How do I share it to you?
Okay. Okay. Veteran with a sign, what you want to do is click on my name.
Mm-hmm.
You want to left click on my name.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And
I can message you
Oh,
here.
it's-
This is
yes,
private
yes, you
between
can.
us. Done.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Listen, guys, let's not let Rich and his technical difficulties get to us as people. Let's talk about the
Rich,
things
I
that
still
matter.
can't hear you on your stream, honey.
And then the second I go there, here we go. Now people can hear me again for like half of a second. Chat mic. Chat mic. Cool. Should be good. Playing back my beautiful voice. People can hear me, but they can't see me now. What is going on? Watch. I'm going to escape out of voice settings. Maybe need to save it. Nope, 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 nope. Advanced. Crisp standard. Not worried about that. Cool. And then watch.
Okay. Where are you? He's coming. He's coming, guys. I promise you he's coming. Okay.
I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen that are here in the stream. AC's voice settings were set up, but Discord is being Discord, and we are so sorry. But we do have Veteran with a Sign here, and we would love for you to get acquainted with Veteran with a Sign if you have not
Yeah.
been before.
Yeah.
He's quite humorous.
Finally. The moment we've all been waiting for. You know what's so great? Nobody can see Rich scowling the way I can, but he hasn't been this upset since the last time IA talked to him. You know what I'm saying? This man's got more cases against him than never mind. I'm not gonna say anything else. Yo, veteran, ever hear back about the USS Bread and Water? Turn off push to talk. Turn off push to talk. Push to talk. Push to talk. That's what they're saying, Rich.
Yeah.
Okay.
On. See, now I've got default on, and everybody should be able to hear me. But then the second I exit out of it,
It's not Discord. Who gave up?
Wait,
AC's mic at DD214.
AC, AC, do me a favor and speak.
It's Elgato. That is funny. Every time he disconnects, it does say that. It's like an advertisement for Elgato.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go through stuff on my desk now. This here is a sticker from Not in Regs Crayons. Now I'm gonna take a stance here. As a Marine, I'm not about the crayon life. I don't feel like it helps us as a whole. I need people to tell me how they feel about it.
This is how it ends. We're just gonna stream like this. You know what? Maybe I'll add you know what? I know what I'm gonna do.
Oh wait, stop it. You're there. I got you. I can hear you. Lima Charlie. Pop, 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 pop.
You're back.
Guess who's back?
Okay. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to leave you again. I'm so sorry.
Val, did you
Yes,
get my
it is.
message?
No, I have not yet.
I messed up.
But I will try. I will check again. Hey, veteran with a sign, do me a favor and accept that friend request because it looks like our messages are not going through because we're not friends.
How do
I'm
I
so
accept
sorry.
that?
So on Discord,
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
at the very top,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to see a little Discord emblem in a little colorful square. Mute the boot.
Boom. It's working. I think that
I
they
think
can
I
hear
accepted
me.
it.
Okay.
I just added my mic like normally. So we're
There you
good.
go.
You guys good down there? We're streaming now.
We're
Okay.
streaming. Hey guys, we don't listen. Have you ever done a thing? Have you ever had an accident? We all fall short of the glory of the Lord.
I like how you said,
know-
have you had an accident? Because this is legitimately me shitting my pants for 1,000+ people to see. It's exactly what this is.
That's all right.
Thanks, Val.
Hey.
You're very welcome. Is there anything else you gentlemen need?
No,
Did my
maybe
friend
like that
request come
cool
through?
device.
Yes, it did, and I did send you a message. It's on your Discord. All right.
I don't know what that means. Hey, while Elgato's out for a little bit, we're gonna hang out.
Gotta hate you.
Again, up at the very top, you're going to see the Discord symbol. You should see my picture right below
just keep
it.
going out.
Yep. That's me. Yes, that's me.
I bet you it's the battery in this fucking camera. I bet you it's dead as shit. And even though I've got it plugged in to an outlet, it's just gonna keep doing this. All right, are you ready to look at shit? Because even if people can't see me, at least they're gonna be able to hear me. I'm just gonna keep turning my camera on and off like some sort of spaz.
Okay, AC, honey.
Yeah.
Do you have a power cord for that camera?
Yeah, it's hooked up.
Okay.
To find out more, go to elgato.com for all your camera needs.
Have you made sure that it's plugged in?
Yeah, I've taken it apart and put it back in several times. It's like sex.
Oh.
Just unplugging and plugging and unplugging and plugging. It's how I used to work my computer whenever I didn't like it and it wasn't working. I would just unplug it and then plug it back in.
Listen, chat.
That's why they call it a male and female slot, right? There's a male and female connection. One's a hole that accepts the plug.
Oh my lord.
That's how electric works. All right?
Okay.
You want to teach you what plumbing is next? Well, I don't know why the camera's dead. I honestly think that the battery, the internal battery, or the one that's
I can
removed,
see you.
that can be removed, is like dead.
Your camera's so live right now, Richard.
And
You're
no matter what happens, even though it's plugged in right now, it's just going to die because it'll be like, you know what, the battery's dead, even though it doesn't matter. Even though the battery doesn't matter because we're plugged into an outlet, I'm still going to die and show Elgato on the screen.
Screen
in 5
report all of
seconds.
this.
Oh.
Are you ready to break down some stuff, Zach?
All
Dude,
right,
I'm
gentlemen.
here. Let's go.
I'm
Bye,
gonna
Val.
go. You guys have a great time.
We're
if you guys
not.
need me, I'll be here.
Thanks, Val. You're a beautiful
Someone make
person
a
on the
shirt out
inside,
of
and I'm such a fan of your candor. And look at it. My camera's dead again. God dang it. Like, why is it even black? It doesn't even say Elgato this time. It's just black. Like my hull. Like the amount of hope that I used to have for living. But now I just gotta sit here, flicking my camera on and off every 5 minutes because Sony decided to make such a bullshit battery. I can even see myself in the camera right now. Oh, I'm back. Oh, amazing. Dude, you wonder why, like, children are beaten across America? It's because of technology. Good Lord. All I'm trying to do is just look at some shit and talk about it. And I can't even do that. Do you know how hot it is in my house right now? We got a heat wave in New York, and I don't have AC hooked up yet because I'm the only AC in the house currently. And I'm not even working. Ah! Never mind. This dude, I can't tell you how
best stream ever. That's what I'm saying. Too funny. Angry Smash. The AC for AC. Guys, there's so many shirt ideas out here. The stream can't hear you, honey. AC for AC.
I need one of those punching video game things where it's got like the big punching bag. You just pow, and it tells you like 999. Just random moments in this stream where I get so irritated with shit that should work that I've tested. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do my PCCs and PCIs, pre-combat checks, pre-combat inspections, just to make sure everything goes right. And then, just like the regular world, when everything's supposed to go right, it just takes a massive dump on my chest, like not another teen movie. How are we even going to transition into watching anything else? I'm just so irritated already.
Hang on. Wait. That's a good point. Much like the Marines in San Clemente, it's been a rough week. Let's see what that's about.
Let's watch that again and pretend like the past 20 minutes haven't even happened.
Deal.
Here's the children. Look at the Marines. Look at my cameras off again. God dang it. They're just going after it with the Marines. Yeah, blur it out. Blur it out because they're all just getting jumped right now by a bunch of 12-year-olds. Like I'm about to drop kick this camera in the neck.
So here's this is for Veteran with Son. Somebody give me $10. Listen, so here's one thing I always say to people. From working in security, being in the military, and you know this better than anyone. The one thing that scares me, legitimately, is a crowd. Oh, yeah. Like legit. Like you see how they're moving around, and they're like doing their own thing, and then all of a sudden, like it just goes crazy.
Yeah.
Like a mob will, like it's just like mentality. The zombie effect. They move as one. You know. It's like a bunch of tuna coming at you. They can probably take down a shark. I mean, look at that. I mean, they are traveling with battle buddies, which is how Marines travel in general.
You know what this makes me think of? You ever have, like, your buddy ask you the weird what-if questions? Or, like, how long would you serve? Like, how many waves of toddlers could you beat when every fifth wave is like an 8th grader? There's an 8th grader in there, too.
What are my weapons?
Oh, no, just hands and fists. Just what God gave you. Right? This is like that question. How many high schoolers could you beat in waves if they came at you, you know, like 5 at a time? Because these guys get dusted by like about 10 or 15 like 5th graders. And I know that
this is just not. I mean, these are high schoolers, but I mean, this is just
high school. I'm not shitting on the Marines. Like they got jumped. Like you know, you got
no for sure. But like
10 people is 20 fists coming at your face. Like how are you gonna beat that?
That's what I'm saying. You hit somebody, you're getting kicked in the head. Like it's just numbers. Right?
I think looking at this, follow me on this path here because I always look at these things and just see. Like what would I do? You know, just what would I do? Just for the fun of it, just for shits and giggles, right? And I think in that moment, you just got to scoop them up and slam each one of them on the ground like a body slam, and make sure that
Mm-hmm.
their head cracks open on the pavement. You just
You
underhooks and then just slam them, and then you just keep picking up and slamming all of these toddlers. Well, not toddlers, these teenagers.
No, it does feel like you got to like set the tone really quick. Like you got to do a real violence of action thing to get out of the situation.
And it's got to
You
take
know.
up space. Because if you just
Yeah.
like punch some kid and he falls down, like everybody's just going to walk over him. But if you pick him up and just slam him, like
Yeah.
you could, if you go at the right angle sideways, his big dumb head is going to be kind of like a weapon. So you can just pick up, slam him sideways, maybe hit a kid with the slammed child. And then also that kid's down and he's just limp, shaking, because his skull just opened up on the pavement. And everybody's like, maybe I don't want to mess with that.
You really got to set an example. That's what I'm saying. Like you walk up to a dude, you grab him by the head, you headbutt him, and then like boom, like you make a gusher, you just crack him open, and then like you just got to do something that really lets people know like this is not what they need to do. But like this dude's swinging a haymaker as he walks. Look, he runs into like 5 of them, dude.
Well, yeah, don't run into the group. You stay
No,
back.
bro.
You can't run into the group.
You stay back and you pick them off.
You just as they come up, you could probably get a couple of them and be like, "Ooh, I don't want to get hit by that guy. He's got man strength, you know."
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing, it's what I don't get is there's the story saying that 2 drunk Marines got jumped by a bunch of kids. Now that it's already got negative connotations to it, right? Like, were they drunk because they were just spending some time out at the bars, and then these group of kids that are just hovering like piranha just descend upon these random guys, and they're like, "Fuck you," and then the Marines are like, "Yeah, go ahead and fuck yourself," and then now that's blood in the water. Now they're going after these cats. Or were these like 2 Marines that were just drinking at like a high school, what do you call it? A high school like football
shindig,
game.
get together, soiree. It's literally the name of the stream. A can of wasp spray right into their eyes. Yeah, but wasp spray is high this time of year.
And who's buying wasp spray?
It's a weird thing to say.
Who's walking around saying, "You know what I want to do today? I want to get a bunch of wasp spray. I want to make sure that I carry bug repellent with me everywhere I go as a grown man." Because, hey, that makes sense.
Yeah, dude, you can't. The big mistake here is running into the pack. Like, you're not going to fight your way out like Jon Snow. You're getting swarmed. Just stay back. Don't back yourself in a corner and just start picking off fools. Because if you start clipping them off one at a time, they're fine. But, like, yeah, dude. I don't know. This is why they actually tell you when you're on Libo, Liberty, leave whatever it is, especially when you're on these bases, these advanced infantry training, school of infantry, whatever it is. When you go out in town, dude, you gotta be battle buddied up, man. You cannot. I mean, right or wrong, locals have feelings towards military people when they come to visit their towns, and you gotta be careful.
Feel that.
Should have brought out the 40 millimeter under barrel launcher and flicked that safety to full auto.
An under what? That's like 3 different thoughts all in one. Bring out the underbarrel. Flick the underbarrel to magic Mike mode and just decimate.
Yeah, sometimes I get wild with the keys too. You know what I mean? Nope, not saying that. Is there a link for the full video? Not in Rex has the full video in his Discord chat, I believe.
Yep, that's the one that I was playing right now for everybody to watch.
It's a good one. Let's move on to a juicier topic, a better topic.
Oh, do you have something in mind?
No, I was hoping you did.
Oh, I do. I have several things written down. By the way, if you want to have a topic brought up on the Angry Cops live stream, whether or not Veteran with a Sign is here, make sure that you go to my Instagram account, and every Monday or Tuesday, depending which day that I stream, the day before I stream, I ask you, what are some topics that you want to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
Is it wasp spray? Is it the potential uses of wasp spray outside of killing wasps? Sure, we could talk about that.
My name's Mark. I always carry getaway wasp spray on me whenever I go into town.
Whenever I'm walking alone and I totally forgot to bring my sidearm with me, I always make sure that I have a massive can of wasp spray in my pants. 1, because it looks like my dong is super thick, and ladies like thick dongs. And 2, self-defense. And 3,
Yeah.
incendiary device.
Yeah.
4,
Bro, this is a wasp spray can.
if you pressurized it, sure.
No, but like this is the size. This is what somebody's saying to walk around with when you go out to a bar.
That's
right?
more like
Just have a
spearmint
can of
spray.
wasp. But like, some would say it's average size. It's called Official Angry Cops Discord. Toss a bug bomb into the crowd. I've been saying it. Bug bombs are really good anti-rioting devices.
Yeah, and in no way are you supporting the use of them in innocent crowds. Good catch. Glad you said that.
Nope, I'm not supporting any of that. Let's see what else you got. AC, give me some more. I like your superhero name. I always forget it.
Right? I dig it. It's
it is
not,
good.
It's not bad. You know what? There's a story from Terminal CWO.
Let's see what's on the chat.
And it was super interesting. I pulled it up on his Instagram. It says Major General who served at Wright Pat to lose 2 stars and retire as a colonel, Air Force says. And
Bro, what?
Yeah, so the interesting part about that was that there was like 2 photos. I got to find the article that he has. I wonder if it's linked to in his
probably in his
account.
bio. Yeah.
Maybe. But it says so he loses 2 stars, retires as colonel, right? So he drops down 3 ranks, 1, 2, 3 to the 3rd rank. And in the article it says, I think there's a perception. This is another general officer making the statement. I think that there's a perception and the reality within the military that the higher rank you are, the less accountable you'll be held, Connolly said Tuesday. So this is a good outcome, but a very rare one.
Bro.
So basically he's saying, hey, this guy that was removed, what was it for? Sexual assault? I think it was, a conviction of sexual assault. So that could mean a lot of different things, right? We don't know. That's a very general term, but at the minimum, it means touching somebody when they don't want to be touched, right? Assault. So
yes.
Could
what
be
is the
hard
technical term?
R word.
What is the technical definition of assault?
I do not know.
I don't know if you knew like the legal jargon on it.
Well, it depends. There's different levels of assault. Usually, it just means physical touch. Well, there's a harassment, which is below that, which is physical touch that's unwanted, and then after that, I believe assault has to do with injury.
Okay, I was just kidding. I mean, this is wild.
Let me see if I can't find this article.
AC Discord link. DOD FDA.
I'm on his website right now, and I'm trying to find it, but I don't see.
Was today sponsored or produced by the VA? Because that would make sense. That's the opposite of funny. Timbo number 2. Just kidding. Hey man, we all make mistakes. Things happen. Technology, ghosts in the machine.
Oh, dude, I just found out my camera keeps shutting down because it's too hot. It's 80 degrees in here, and it's shutting down because it's too hot.
So a little sidebar for anyone who doesn't know, technology, as incredible as it is, still has the same issues it always has. For instance, film was highly flammable, couldn't get too hot. Now digital cameras have the same issue with their battery sources. It's something I find fascinating, to be honest. It's the same issues they had, like, that old video where they're like, you got film, you can't get on this trolley with film because it was flammable. Same thing still exists today. Put a fan on it. Okay. He doesn't have air conditioning.
Yeah, I mean, and you want a fan blowing into this mic? God, I wish I could just put a
it's okay.
Stream 80 degrees, and the camera's like, you know what? Too hot.
80 degrees should be fine, bro. Really?
I don't know. It's 80 degrees in my house right now. I got the windows open. I got a fan going on, and I'm shit out of luck, dude. I want to put a bag of ice on it, like put a Ziploc bag and then a bag of ice on it.
Chat, what's a good thing he can do right now to cool that bad boy off?
Right.
Will your camera run without the battery in? Charging circuit running while recording may be cause of overheat.
So take the battery out.
Yes, it's apparently if you have the battery in and it's also charging, that's multiple heat sources is what they're saying. Multiple sources of heat.
We could try
Motrin
that.
and water. Because that does make sense, right?
Right. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because it's pulling power from two places.
All right.
Even though it doesn't need it. Here we go.
Well, I'm gonna do
Intermission. Where's AC's Discord? It's official Angry Cops Discord. If everyone can check that out. By the time you get the work order filled,
I'm posting it in chat.
thank you.
Linktree.
With my link tree, as I said.
Cool. I'm still here. We can still talk. I'm just doing this thing as we're learning.
We're learning. We're learning together. What else is happening? Ice in whatever container source you have just below the camera. That's not bad.
There are a bunch of smart
Dirt.
pants in here.
Dirtbag Private knows. Dude, Ron Jones not gonna repeat that. He was convicted of abuse, this is what the chat says. He was convicted of abusive sexual contact. Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
What is abusive sexual contact? But what does that
I-
mean, right?
I don't know. I'm just reading what the chat says. I have another one. I keep a small fan in my YouTube bag for my GoPros. The moving air pulls the heat out of the camera, even direct sunlight. Again, it is fascinating to me that they overheat so quickly. Private potato. Pull the battery out and just use the power cable.
Well, I'm doing
Possible.
that right now, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
the power cable does not allow the camera to turn on. The camera won't turn on without the battery inside.
Does it have enough power on the battery then?
I mean, I put it into battery power mode just so it could start working, and it was doing okay. It was still shut down.
Rich,
Now we're,
Yeah.
you have a secondary camera. Why don't we switch to that?
I don't.
this is why I use a webcam. For real, I have a Logitech streaming cam. It works pretty well.
Got another one.
What model of camera do you have? Say it out loud.
Sony A7.
Sony A7. That's what he's got. Need to have the battery. Need to have the battery in the camera to work. Power circuit is incomplete without it. Toe cam. Oh, that's why. Put a fan blowing across the room. Was one of those Marines and medic. Death row convicts have better chance of survival than anyone that attacks Doc. Yeah, bro. Nobody messes with Doc. Okay, we're back on. We got AC back on. Look at him. He's everything you want. He is beauty. He is grace.
I've changed absolutely nothing.
He's back. How to
I'm
make
posting in chat Angry Cops' Discord for those that are repeatedly asking, and I'm posting Veteran with the Signs link tree so you can get access to all of his socials, okay?
Thank you.
No worries. It's what I do.
All right. Well, we're just going to make this work. It's just going to keep overheating and then shutting on and shutting off, but we've got you there, handsome, so we'll make it work. Thanks, Val.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. This is actually fun. I love it. I'll never forget. You should have seen the comments. We go back and read them. People are like, I really needed this. I really needed this. This is hilarious. And it's
really
you
watching
having
an
a
old man struggle.
it's you having a meltdown, and people are like, I love it. Fan
I'm
on
sweating.
unit.
Like it's probably 80 degrees in here, and
Is it really?
Yeah,
Maybe you should
like-
take that top off.
no, we're not making that this stream. Val, you got to sign
Come
out so
on.
I can make it a dual screen. Thank you.
Angry cops show feet.
No. What is wrong? What is wrong with these people?
Yeah, that's so weird. I'll DM you his feet. Angry cops, free the nipple.
Max. Yo, do you see this this kid that's wearing like a
Let's get a little lighter fare. Let's do something else. Can we?
yeah.
Yeah.
Saying
I hope
there's
this guy gets all the punishment for what he did that was wrong. He sounds like a horrible person, and I hope he is held accountable for his actions. And I'm really sorry for everyone that's involved.
Do you see the TikTok kid that speaking of getting lighter, a little bit more heavy, that's like he made like a Pearl Harbor outfit.
Dude.
I couldn't watch it
Dude.
because it's just so intentionally cringy.
Here's the
Explain it to
thing.
me. Explain it to me.
So it's Trevor. It's some kid who goes multiple V's OR, and he does an a fit check for what he would wear if he was in Pearl Harbor. So in case he happened to get drafted in that war, he puts together a nice color palette and attire based on that. Yeah. This is where we are. Multiple things here. One, the hubris is amazing. Two, outfit didn't look that bad.
So what it did?
I mean,
Kid's
I
looking
don't know.
good, right?
Yeah.
What's wrong with showing a little bit of pizzazz while you're trying to beat back the Japanese?
Yeah. Oh, what's that over the horizon? Is that the Japanese? I don't know because I don't have sunglasses because I didn't properly plan my outfit. Trevor did, you know?
That baby blue on the ocean, it just looks so good. It doesn't clash.
Yeah, he's just, trying out there to. I mean, everyone knows when you're getting ready to be pulled into the Second World War, you got to make sure you're threaded, right? That's what they did wrong.
You know what? Let's watch it. I haven't seen it. You might be able to hear
Pull it up.
Fighting on the battlefield in Pearl Harbor. So since Pearl Harbor is kind of like an ocean battlefield terrain, I think this gorgeous vintage blue t-shirt would look so good. So since Pearl Harbor happened in the 60s, I feel like this gives a very like vintage vibe. But yeah, this t-shirt is kind of like a windbreaker t-shirt. I think the ocean blue color just matches so well with the whole like Pearl Harbor ocean Hawaii aesthetic. So for pants, you guys already know that I have to do some sort of camo to match with like the army theme because I'm in the army, like I have to have some camo on. And they also have like stars on them because I'm the star of this Pearl Harbor war.
Of course.
Yeah, these pants are so like war vibes.
What
so
pattern
for shoes,
is that?
I'm gonna go along with like the ocean blue theme because
That's
we
like
are
the oldest
battling
camouflage
Hawaii.
ever.
So I have these blue
Well, the top
Jordan
is,
1 lows.
Well, I mean,
and
you
they're
gotta
gonna go
know
so
your military.
well with my war.
See, here's where
So my combat Jordans are on. Now it's time for accessories. And of course I had to go with some pearls because we are battling in Pearl Harbor. But yeah, you guys, I'm like so obsessed with this battlefield fit. I'm gonna bring this sponge for a weapon because just in case when the missiles land in the water, I can block my face so I don't have to mess up my hair or makeup. I can just block the water like this. Is this really just an ad? And the sponge will absorb all of the splash debris. My last weapon that I'm going to bring is this micronized creatine because I bought this off of Amazon because I know all the gym bros use it. So I think if I eat this and share it with my other teammates, I will gain like some sort of superpower, like incredible.
The video
vibe.
audio is too loud.
But yeah, you guys, what do you guys rate this Pearl Harbor fit? Let me know in the comments down below.
That's just a troll. That's just some little.
It is a troll.
Spirited kid with a lisp, pretending to be something cool, and he's just not.
So here's the thing.
Like I can't get upset about stupid shit like that. When you're so obviously just being a moron, like just to get attention.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. He got his attention. Like I'm gonna wear a sponge, and you know what? I'm gonna have my combat Air Force Ones because this is what I would fight with. He sounds like a really bad high school like essay that he has to read out loud. Slavery was bad because my friend Daryl would have been a slave, and that's not cool, right, Daryl? High five! Yeah, go Jacks! You know, and then they do whatever high school team they're part of. It's just so lame and obviously fake, just cringy, not even real. I can't even be mad at the kid. I just ignore it. Like I don't even know why I'm giving him like any FaceTime right now. I guess because we're screen time right now.
Because it's an example of people trolling. That's why it's so good.
I guess
It's such
a soft troll though.
It is because it's just enough passive to make people be like it's incredible. Bro got the combat creatine.
Yeah, right. He's like
The-
2 pounds. He's got to be like 95 pounds soaking wet. And he's got creatine. It's going to give me superpowers. Like, it's that fake,
Yeah.
like, you know what irritates me? I got a buddy of mine who's in the LGBTs. And he hates it when there are young kids that, like, make the LGBTs a costume. Like a walking caricature. You know what I mean? Like going out of their way to create and become some sort of walking stereotype. And like that vapid, I just care about my hairs and my shoes in combat. And I've got creatine. I don't know what creatine is. It gives me superpowers. It's just that's the only thing that irritates me. Is it's such a just a bad pretending thing. Just
Yes, I think it's derogatory. Like it's the lowest level of like whatever. Yeah, the creatine's probably never been opened. That's pretty funny. Trash can. I guarantee that creatine can's never been opened. I guarantee they sent him like a check for like 10 grand.
because he got it plastered all over.
Yeah, I bet that kid's rolling in the deep now because of that creatine. He's good. Full-time baddie vibes. Yeah. I got a friend. It's okay. It's in the LGBTs. It's okay. It's a new army. Army's new fat camp needs creatine. Is there an army fat camp?
Yeah, it's like a dumb school and a fat camp. And it's whatever. Like people are going to call it like slang terms and stupid stuff to make fun of it, and that's fine, whatever. But it's the army. People got upset about it because a couple months ago, it might have even been a year ago, the different news channels, the different military like accounts, you know, Army Times, Military Times, etc. They put out that, hey, the Army's going to start, keyword start, putting people that are overweight through some training before they even go to basic training. And if they failed the ASVAB, we're going to put them through some training to get them mentally prepared to take the ASVAB test again. And so...
What is it, like a prep? Like a
just
boot camp prep?
And so the Army's done Isn't that
what boot camp is?
I mean, yeah, well, not really, but kind of. Boot camp is just the basics. Like, right? That's the basics. How to be a Marine 101. How to be an Army guy 101. But it's fat kids that go for like, I think it's like 6 weeks is the most, or 9 weeks, something like that. It's like at least I think 2 or 3 months long for the
and then they do boot camp.
Yeah, then they do boot camp if they pass, and they do. They have to drop a certain amount of body fat, and the whole class, like this whole training event is for the fatties is focused on we're gonna do PT 2 or 3 times a day. It's gonna be different levels. You know, it's gonna be cardio, it's gonna be stretching, it's gonna be weightlifting. 3 times a day, it's gonna be recovery, and then you get your meals 3 times a day. And they can't tell you not to eat food, right? They're not in basic training. It's not hardcore mode yet. They're just being trained on how to eat properly and educating them on proper nutrition, which if you've ever been to basic training, and I know you have, I know I have, there are some dudes in there that have never been taught how to make the right meal. Never ate a vegetable because all mom and dad would buy them as Lunchables. And
that's overwhelmingly common in the type of people that enlist in particular, especially during the time you and I enlisted. You know, information based around like nutritional facts and like what's good for you and stuff. It just was not as readily available as things are now. Like you can be like, is this good for me? Like, you know, like
how am I fat? I eat waffles with syrup every morning. That's what Eggo says I should eat. It's a part of my balanced breakfast.
Well, remember when Nutella got sued because that mom gave it to her kids every morning and her kids got fat? Do you remember this?
No, she couldn't read a nutrition label?
She got millions of dollars because their whole thing was like, put it on toast in the morning. It's good, you know? It's like, it's chocolate hazelnut spread. And she gave it to her kids every morning. They all got overweight and she won millions of dollars because of it. And for a few months, Nutella had to be like, if you put it on your It's chocolate hazelnut. If you put it on your food, you might gain weight.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Who would have thought if you gave your kids chocolate on bread every morning, it might have some ramifications down the line. Accountability is a nasty word for lazy folks. Who said that? Head and Shoulders?
Not bad.
That is a really good comment. He said as he went to save it for for a we call it Marines embarrassed the whole Corps. Thanks, John Doe. Appreciate you saying that. Consume.
Oh my God.
10th Mountain Division.
Yeah, what I don't know. 10th Mountain Division might be fat. I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird to me they have like a prep for boot camp because when I went 2007. First off, I went in at like 115, and I was a double ration, and it was significantly harder than most things I've done in my life. Like I put on 20 pounds in 3 months. It was crazy. Just stacked on weight. But everyone else that was there lost weight, gained weight, or whatever. I mean, they really did actually teach. I mean, it definitely helped me. Like I was drinking milk, had multiple glasses of milk every meal, and how about, hey, eat this, eat that. You're going to be running this day, do that. I mean, I found it really helpful, to be honest. Nothing wrong with learning.
No. Yeah, that's one of the things like that I didn't understand when people were getting upset about it. It's like, okay, we're assisting people who want to take the chance and want to better themselves in the military, but they just haven't made that leap yet. Like they don't have.
Are they enlisted at this point? Are they like when they?
I think that they are. I believe that they
Dude,
are.
I would do this in a heartbeat.
Right? You get like a prep. You start your military career early, and all you're doing is just like getting ready for basic training. Waking up, doing PT. You're already figuring out how to do formations, how to make your bed. It's all the basic bullshit that everybody stumbles with for the first 2 weeks. You've got down pat, so you can run around to your boys and be like, "Hey, man, this is how we do it when we were over in Fat Camp. Let's roll."
They also did a version of this when I was in. It wasn't like this. It was receiving platoon because the Marine Corps at least was stacking like boot camp graduation. So like there were a lot of people that would be in a receiving platoon. They had a receiving company at one point for like up to a month at some time, just waiting to get picked up on a cycle so they can get on the trail. Right?
There's been
so they were doing this stuff. They were doing this kind of informally. Now that I think about it, because a buddy of mine, he was like, "Dude, I've been here for like 20 days, just like waiting to get picked up," and that sucks. But
dude, the only time I almost quit the Army, like I almost quit like basic training, was in reception during like that first week. It was like 10 days, like that was it.
Yeah,
but it was my first time away from the family. I was 17 years old, and I was like, "Oh man, how am I gonna do this? These are stressors I have never had to deal with before. What? I need to get out of here. I need to go home. I need to call my parents. I don't want to do this anymore." And then after like the 5th or 6th day of being in reception, the guys kind of clamored together, and we all became semi-friends, and then we went off to basic training together. We started doing like push-up contests with one another just to kind of motivate each other.
It does very quickly teach you that the camaraderie aspects of like.
Could you say camaraderie?
Well, yeah, I couldn't say. I'm trying to. Well, I was thinking that's not the right word. The pleasure of having like hard experiences together with other people, like coming through something, like it bonds you really quickly. I just remember the first week of receiving, thinking how performative it all was, and how I was just like, I really wish it would get started.
Yeah.
Did y'all do a moment of truth?
What's the moment of truth?
Okay, so we go in this room. I'm like, "Hey, my name is Lance Corporal so-and-so. This is the moment of truth. If you said anything inaccurate on your document, now's the time to tell us. If you did drugs, if you did this, you did that." He gives this whole speech, right? And he like breaks it down. They're like, if you want to be a Marine, you want to serve your country, this is where you do it, right? You tell him. And like, there was this kid who was like on the bus with me, came to MEPS with me. I'd known him for like a few weeks at this point. From Mississippi. He was talking about how, his daddy was a Marine, his granddaddy and his granddaddy, everybody was a Marine, and he was going to do it. And like, at the end of it, they're like, "Hey, if you have anything that you lied about, your recruiter lied about, you come up here, tell us. you're going to be on your way to victory to being a Marine. And like 30 people, about 5 of them stood up, and one of them was this dude. I remember like putting my hand back like this, being like, stop, sit down. He popped me off, like literally like, oh, I'm being brave. And then they go up there, they either break their contracts because they lied about doing drugs,
Yeah.
or they open contract them, which just means Lord have mercy where you're going to land
Marine
then.
Corps needs you.
And I can't remember his name. None of that really matters, but I didn't see him after that until we're cut to phase 3. We're getting ready to graduate. It's graduation week, and he is issuing us our new camis, our new uniforms, and everything. This same guy just looking at me. I was like, dude, you're still here? And he's like, yeah, I won't go home for like 6 more months.
Dang.
Or like 6 months is what they said. Like, so he had to like process out. But like that was just his job, being on a working party, and like he's like, he said he tried to go back in, but they wouldn't let him do it. But he broke in the moment of truth. He's like, I did drugs.
I hate that shit. I hate that.
They shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have done it, honestly. But
dude, they're already there. They're already there. They're already
Jack
motivated
Dawes
to
said
be
it.
there. And now you're like,
Jack Dawes said it best. They raise their hand, you don't see them again. Boom. That's exactly right.
yeah.
But go ahead. You were saying they're already there?
Yeah, they're already there. They're already ready to be a Marine. You haven't taught them shit yet. Of course they're gonna lie, cheat, and steal. They learn how to do it better in the Marine Corps, but so like they've prepped.
Amen. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Steel isn't steel, man. It's just was it strategically
tactically acquiring known equipment. Yeah. Known equipment. I think it's known equipment. Strategically, tactically acquiring known equipment. I think it's known equipment, something like that, or not.
To an alternate location.
Yeah, alternate location. Yeah. Angry cop can see through the camera. Put some pants on. No, he doesn't. Strategically taking equipment to an alternate location.
That's what it was.
Boom.
Strategically taking equipment to an alternate location. Steal.
The chat is popping. Thanks, chat. But no, somebody else just said it too. Graduation is the fastest way to leave boot camp. And it stunk. That guy was a really good dude. I remember thinking he was nice, but like we're like, dude, don't get up. Like, don't get up, bro. And he like literally just bounced up. Was like, I'm going. I'm telling the truth. The other two, the rest of them, except this one dude, they all went open contract. But like, he was like, I've done drugs. My recruiter lied. I want to be a Marine. And they're like, you're not going to do any of it. Such a bummer.
Total bummer.
Y'all don't do anything like that in the Army at all?
I don't remember that like at all. If they did something like that, it must have been in reception. It's not once you're in basic training.
It isn't. So it is in reception. But it's in reception.
It was for you.
So yeah. So like we haven't met drill instructors yet. We just have receiving people. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm almost certain that we did have it. I kind of remember it, but I don't know if that's me like trying to create a memory in my mind. I remember incidents where we were in the barracks and drill sergeants were like talking to us in reception because you would reception drill sergeants there in cadre, and I feel like that might have happened, but I can't say totally yes.
Dude, the chat's going crazy. Moment of truth. Tried to keep my rat mate silent. He stood up and moved out the squad bay in tears. They used to do it in MEPS. We did it in 30 AG, whatever that means. I'm in the UK. You do drugs, don't even try to join any of the forces.
Just listen, I'm not telling you to lie on any military or Department of Defense documents. But if nobody knows, if nobody ever wrote it down on a piece of paper or a medical document or some other sort of official form that can be tracked or saved, then guess what, kid? It never happened. It never happened. Unless you can prove that it happened, it never happened. So you doing coke with your high school buddies or college buddies in the bathroom of your own home while you went to do, like, I don't know, while it was some sort of football game. Nobody in that room said anything. Nobody recorded it and put it on YouTube. There's no documentation. So guess what? If you can't prove it, it probably didn't happen. So shut up.
Yep. Yeah. It was a bummer.
I lied about
such a
having
bummer.
asthma. I had sports bronchitis when I was a kid, and I had an inhaler that I used for like 2 years when I was like a tween, like 10 to 12.
That's nothing, dude.
And that's nothing. And so my sister was in the army before I was. She was like, "Don't say anything about that. Like they can't track your medical shit. Just say no." I was like, "Okay."
They literally don't know anything.
Yeah.
They don't know anything unless you tell them. Dude, I can still, his just like image is burnt in my mind. Just taking my uniforms from him and him being like, "What's up?"
I'm sure he made a great
I'm-
soldier.
I'm sure he went home and told his family the truth.
Dude, I love the Marines. I love you, Marines. I honestly do. You guys are some
Thank you.
fun
Thank you.
dudes that
Mhm,
but the
mhm.
way that I don't know, I wish there would be a way to make you just as badass and just as much fun and just as responsible without having the core just completely break you down all the time. And I don't mean break you down in like basic training time. I mean like your command just shitting on you for every little thing. So then you're just like you're at the end of your 4 or 6 year contract and you're like, never again. I'm done. I love the 6 guys that were around me in my team level, but everything above my platoon, company level and above, was just trash. They were sharpshooting me all the time. They couldn't wait to give me a negative counseling. Gunny was walking around with gloves, feeling the tops of door jams so then he could cut my weekend libo short. Like just stupid shit that doesn't need to happen, that is not discipline whatsoever. It's not building any sort of better environment by crushing your troops to making them want to just off themselves and realize nothing they do is going to be right. No, that's a benefit. Why do it so much? Like the Marine Corps, I would say the Marine Corps and the Navy are shining examples of we will screw you over in a heartbeat for the smallest of things.
Dude, I couldn't agree more. I would say the Navy's worse.
See,
because
I know the Navy's worse, but they're so tight-lipped about it.
But it's barely. The Navy's worse, but I don't understand why. They're not doing the things the Marine Corps is in general. And like most Navy bases are at the best places in the world to live.
Oh yeah.
Like they're incredible. The only bases that are better are the Coast Guard, but globally, like you get stationed on a Navy base, like you're living it up.
Dude, tell me right now, Coast Guard is not the hidden secret of the DoD. Well, they're not DoD, they're Homeland Security, but
yeah,
they used
but
to be
that's a whole
DoD,
other
didn't
thing.
they? Then Homeland Security was made by the Bush administration, and
Yes,
then they became.
they got moved.
Yeah,
It's all
which
funding.
is horseshit anyway, because they're
it's kind of weird.
They're home defense. Like
kind of weird.
Their job is, hey, we're gonna keep America safe at its borders. That sounds defensive. But yeah, their posts in I mean, I know Alaska's Alaska, but they got like posts in Hawaii, all over Florida, all over the Gulf.
It's incredible, but like the Marine Corps, like I've always felt like it was kind of really high on its own supply of like making everything harder, more complicated.
Well,
like
the thing with the Marines is it has to be hard. If it's not hard, why are we here? We're the hardest. You cannot break us. We are tough, which I get. Cool. Keep that mindset. Keep it going, baby.
Kinda.
But what is being hard and disciplined have to do with a little bit of dust on top of your door jam, right?
I mean,
and I'm saying like, you know, everybody's gonna go like, oh, it's because your room is super dirty, so you can't take care of shit. Like, listen, I'm not saying don't clean your room. I'm not saying don't check the door jam. I'm saying, hey, PFC, Lance Corporal so-and-so, this door jam is fucking dirty. Grab a rag right now. I better not go around this room, and the tops of everything better not be dirty. If they are, then hey, act accordingly. Hey, dude, the tops of everything are dirty. You haven't dusted here, so screw it, whatever. But I'm telling about like sharpshooting one minute thing. Your doorknob isn't shiny enough. I shit you not. Your doorknob isn't shiny enough, Marine. What?
Bro, every day. So I lived on base for a little bit. I lived in the barracks and I was married, but like literally every morning, I remember this. This is like dug into my head. Every Marine, before they walked out to formation, had to sweep out their room and empty their trash every single morning. And their squad leaders would walk through their rooms, their team leaders, their squad leaders, and at least once a week, the platoon sergeant would walk through. Just like constant, every at least once a week, just being like, what's in here, what's in here, what's in here, what's in here. because every Thursday's field day and every Friday's inspection, like without fail. It's like you're living at this kind of pent up, aggressive state constantly, and I don't know. It just I always said there was like an easier way, like a thinking Marine, just always got in the most amount of trouble. But I don't know. It was fun, but everything. You're right. Everything's hyper focused on the minute details that I never really thought they were that important.
I just wish they could cut out the bullshit. Listen, take what you can to make the Marine the most effective fighting man in the Corps, for the Corps, right? Do that. Absolutely do that.
Yeah.
What can you cut out then that does nothing other than make your guys get out? Keep the things that you know that you want your Marines to be. Attention to detail. I get it. Like focused, vigilant, aware of the rules, holding each other to a high level of accountability so that the standard is met and maintained. Yeah, we can do those things. But the way that I hear these horror stories from different leaderships, where, like I said, where they sharpshoot Marines for stupid small things. And it is the Marine Corps by a nautical mile that does it far more than everybody else.
Well, and the dumbest thing they've done lately, there's a ton of dumb things they've done lately, but I think something that
tell me the dumb things they've done lately.
Not me. I'll tell you something that, like, so I do a lot of stuff with Fort Campbell, the 101st. They're super kind to me. I'm not far from them here in Nashville. I get to go up there and do lots of cool stuff with them, as you know, and I can't say enough about them. But every time I go there, dude, every single time I meet a soldier who was a Marine and he got out from 2011 to like 2013, the Marine Corps made these weird rules where if you had tattoos,
all the tattoo policies, and you were in. You weren't even grandfathered in. They said, "Yeah, no, you're done now."
They killed careers, and they killed a whole generation of leadership in the Marine Corps, and I think that's what really put them where they are now. Because, like, dudes that were like, "I love the Marine Corps. I want to do 20 years in." Every time I go up there, they meet them, and I was out by then. I was like, "Oh yeah," but like, I wouldn't have been able to proceed with my career either. I don't know, because I'd already broken the rule by that point. I hadn't done all of this yet, but I'd already done it. So it's just like, that's the stuff they focus on. We were still in the throes of the Afghanistan war. Like, things were still going bad. And they're like, nah, dude, what's that? What's that tattoo stuff? And that's where they lose the connection to the Corps. That's where they lose their understanding of troops. And like, I know people that are in now who are telling me that they'll be lucky if they make it to 20, and they're 15, 16 years in, and they're like, I don't know, man, it's that bad. Yes, I am in Nashville. Nashville's the place to be. AC visited me, and he had a grand old time.
And then I left, and then the shooting happened, because where AC goes, they know it's safe. Scientific fact. Second I left, though, went into that school. You're biting your tongue, and I love it. Dude, what was I going to say about...
the tattoos thing got me marked permanently ineligible for enlistment. Do you hear that? Permanently ineligible.
Dude, you could join the Army. There's a saying in the
Army was like this.
Marines make the best soldiers, because after getting treated like crap and being totally, fully capable Marines, we take you over here in the Army. And we go, oh my gosh, look at you. You're a shit hot NCO that was held accountable, more so than some of our soldiers are sometimes. And you can run shit. Oh, we're bringing my 3-mile run down to a 2-mile run? Sweet. Let's go, Army.
Yep. Dude, and they love the Army too, and I don't blame them. I literally don't blame them. Like, I don't,
because you can change in the Army, and I mean, like, your job, your location. Do you want to change something up? Oh, it's pretty easy to change. Oh, you know what? I'm tired of this, of being an infantryman. I want to be a combat engineer now. All right, cool, Sergeant Gary. We're gonna send you over to the 82nd or to the 35th Battalion over here, and you're gonna get reclassed once you get there. And then you're going to be a platoon sergeant for a bunch of engineers. Sweet.
Yeah. I mean, like, I met this one dude who was like, he said he was like a corporal looking at sergeant. He's staff looking at he's a staff sergeant looking at picking up E7. He works, he had the drones. He had like these robot drones. We were like messing with them. And he's like, dude, I was in the Marines from, he got in like a few years after me. And he's like, yeah, dude, I had to bounce because I'm sleeved up. And then as I look back and like all the pictures, everyone in leadership that I knew, platoon sergeant, even my platoon commanders, they all had tattooed. Like, it's it's weird to see. The only way I can say it now is the Marine Corps took a stance and they said, we're getting rid of these like gunny highways, these old warfighters. That's the only thing I can think now, is that it was intentional to get rid of what they considered stuff they didn't need anymore.
So that's funny that you bring that up, because I was gonna touch on that too. There's these.
It was
weird,
not an accident,
right? Yeah, it's not an accident. There's these weird thoughts. I don't want to say weird thoughts. There are people that bring up interesting points on the internet. And since I'm on the internet all the time and I look at this stuff, like I go, oh, that's an interesting point. But one of those things are that the tattoo policy was intentional to get rid of Marines. Hey, we've got combat hardened Marines that know the job, right? No longer are we a military all about paperwork and making sure that this form is right with that form and being garrison units. And those who don't know what garrison, it means when you're home and you're on a base at home. Garrison.
Non-deployed.
Non-deployed. Dog and pony show, making sure uniform's clean, right? They got away from that because a whole bunch of troops got deployed. So now you've got these troops, Marines, soldiers, etc., that are like, I know the job now. Not only do I know the job, I did it in a combat environment. Not only did I do it once, I did it twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. I am a subject matter expert on what needs to be done and what is fluff and trash. And they said, we need people to fall in line and follow the rules in the book, even though that's not what the right answer is. And so they got rid of those people. And then COVID came. And they had a whole bunch more combat vets. And they said, you know who we need to get rid of? A bunch of these people that are thinking for themselves. And then we're going to get rid of them. So you see these two things that happen. I'm sure that there's other larger moments in between. But the two that stand out to me so much that everybody's brought up as these conspiracies as to how they're getting rid of the combat effective troops and bringing in these garrison troops, like the swap, right? Are those two things were like the biggest that stood out. Was the Marine sleeves for no reason out of nowhere saying you got sleeves, you're out, and then going right back to saying, oh shit, we want sleeves again.
Well, and they very quickly realized when they lost all of their leadership, all of their knowledge, all of their trade craft. I mean, it fell off the side of the mountain. Like it's just a bummer. That's all there is to it. Like, because there are moments where I'm often like, should I stayed in? Would I've liked it? And like I don't think I would have made it
to 20.
No, not from people I know. Just definitely not in the infantry. Like everyone I know has like moved to like infantry adjacent to survive, or like they found like these little pockets in the infantry. But like I don't think I would have made it. Just off my tattoos alone would have like destroyed my career. Like, and then what? Like, you can't go anywhere. So it's like, okay, so what do I do? Like, the whole military would have been shut off to me. Like, there aren't many jobs where like all of a sudden your career field closes based on your appearance. There are no jobs actually. When I think about it. So I don't know. It's been a bummer to see that.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got? Let's hit some light.
Well, some of our super chats, Mr. Abro says that you look like a private being berated by his drill sergeant when I was going ham yelling.
Do it.
No, it was like when I was talking about like the veterans and blah blah. You're just sitting there, just like, yeah, okay.
Yep.
So
Bro, I retired in 2017 as soon as I hit eligibility. That was also a thing they did too that hurt the Marines.
Oh, like
they had a lot of the buyouts. Because, I mean, everyone who was still holding on, fighting the good fight, like they left because of that same thing. Like, opportunity just shut. And then, like, I don't know. It's gonna take something to. We need like a good commandant, like someone who's like been around the block to run the Marine Corps again, being like, we need war fighters again. We need to be prepared. Dude,
I'm waiting for somebody to take over the chief of staff or the heads of all the branches eventually. Like, I'm not saying I'm waiting for it, but I'm interested in who's going to come up and replace the current people that are there that were like a captain when Afghanistan kicked off. They were running around with their boots and uniforms and a pack with their men and or women and getting shit done on the battlefield, and then slowly went up the ranks to be like, oh, you know, after 5 years I became, you know, a captain, and then after 5 years after that I'm a light colonel or a major as an XO, about to be a light colonel. So then Like, I don't know where the timeline for officers to go from captain in like 2001 to general now, 4-star, etc. But I'm I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, but I'm very interested in seeing the first generation of Afghanistan and Iraq platoon leaders, company commanders, etc. Get into those leadership roles and say, listen, here's the deal. I was deployed a whole bunch. I saw a bunch. I worked a bunch. There is a lot of fat that we need to cut from all this training to make us combat effective, because there's a lot of fat.
Yeah, we really need to dial this back. Like, we need somebody who's like lived out of a rucksack,
bro.
Someone who's led a convoy.
Let me go ham for like a couple seconds here, because I'm gonna be gone for a little while. I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be in training for like a month plus for Army shit. And let me tell you the way the Army used to be in the Guard and the Reserves, right? It used to be that you had AGR, Active Guard Reserve component, right? So you were a reservist or you were a guardsman. And even though you went in to do your 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year thing, there were people that were consistently 9 to 5 at your unit. Usually like about a half a dozen, or maybe 2 dozen per a battalion, or, that would be there not 24/7, but 9 to 5, the normal Army hours, off your 4-day weekends, to make sure that, hey, the wheels were moving, everything was greased properly, preparing for the next weekend's drill and the next month's drill and long-term stuff and your annual training. And in that group of AGRs, there was 1 or 2 42 alphas, like our paper pushers, our admin cats. And if let's say Sergeant High wanted to go somewhere for training, I would contact that person and say, hey, listen, I need to go to this school or that school because I just got promoted, or I'm trying to be promoted, or I'm promotable, whatever. Or I need an MOS change and I have to go to reclass. And they would say, oh, sweet. Let me call you back in like an hour. You'd be like, okay. That person would then go and check, because they had all the access to everything. And they would check all the different slots for whatever school that you needed. And then they would call you up an hour later and say, or 20 minutes right there on the phone, who knows, and say, hey, listen, I've got 3 classes available in February, March, and April. When do you want to go? Oh, I can go this day. Sweet. And then they would do everything else. They'd make sure your lodging was good. They'd make sure, are you going to fly? Or are you going to drive? Okay, we would get your defense travel system working. You're good to go. And they would do everything for you. All I had to do was worry about my job. And this administrator would do the administrating. They would figure all that stuff out for you. And you would go. And you had a checklist too. So you could like say, oh, hey, listen, I need this document and that document to check the box off. So then when I get to the class, school, whatever, I can give them this packet that's got all the information they want. And they would print that shit out for you too. Or you might have had a good boy folder and you would have that printed out, yourself, if you had copies of shit. Now, and for the past like 7 or 8 years, it's different. It's all the individual soldiers are now responsible for doing all that shit on their own. And it's the most difficult fucking shit ever, because everything closes down. I don't have access to everything that the administrator does. I'm trying to get emails and orders to go through for the past month. And I have to be the one that's running in 18 different directions to talk to the 5 different administrators, who are all in the same office, by the way, to try and get my shit done. Why can't you do your job and just let me just go fuck off? I show up, I say what I want, you figure it out, and then you give me a good boy packet, smack me on the ass, and let me go. And it's not that way anymore. It started off as like a good idea. Hey, you want some schools? Hey, sign on to this website. There's a bunch of openings. And if you put in for
check
it,
this out,
you could potentially get it. And all of us bought into it. We were like, oh, that sounds really cool. That sounds like a really good idea. And then all of a sudden, nope. Now every single fucking thing is our job. Every single thing. What's the point of having an administrator, NCO, captain, lieutenant, whatever? What is the point of having them in my unit if I have to do all the work all the time? I say that because I spent like 45 minutes to like an hour and a half today. Actually, more than that, because I had to leave my unit and then come back just to get defense travel services, like DTS, so I could get my
Why do you think it's like this, though? If you could sum it up in the most succinct, concise way to describe, why is it like this? Why is it so insulated? Why are there these many layers? Like, You just don't know.
I don't know. What like back in the
I'm
day,
curious.
A couple lieutenant colonels had their favorites and just fast tracked them to be promoted. Listen, here's the deal, man. There's going to be, I don't want to say corruption, but there's going to be favoritism wherever you go. Sometimes it's valid. Sometimes that soldier shit hot. Sometimes it's because they're just a favorite and they're like turds and you don't know why. But it's worth it just so I don't have to deal with this constant level of bullshit. Oh, one or two guys that I don't like is getting promoted compared to, let's even say 10%. 10% of turds are getting whatever they want because the, battalion commander loves them. Well, there's 90% of people that are just going through the motions that deserve what they're getting, and they don't have to deal with all this bullshit anymore. No, it's changed now. Now we all got to deal with our own bullshit. Now I've got to be Rain Man and try and figure out, do I pay for my barracks? I definitely got to pay for my barracks. What I got to pay for meals? Definitely got to pay for meals. Definitely got to ask for meals. Travel days, 2 days. Travel days are 2 days. 4 days now. 4 days travel days, doubles the days. And
Mermar, I don't know. They laid off senior admins to save money like a corporation. Maybe our military shouldn't be run like a for-profit. That's a very that makes sense to me.
Say that again. Explain it in your brain ways.
They laid off senior administrators to save money like a corporation, right? So this is a very, like they always say in like for-profit America, like real traditional corporate jobs that like you got to be able to be an entrepreneurial, self-starter, multiple tasking, blah, 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 blah. That's a fancy way of saying is that you're going to do multiple jobs and will get one salary. And this person is saying that same culture and mindset has infiltrated the U.S. military. Maybe our military shouldn't be run like a for-profit. That's a very astute comment. I agree with that. Yeah, I do. I mean, the government as a whole does have a lot, especially the DoD, does have a lot of excess to it. It's just not the best. But we always seem to cut at the bottom, and I don't understand that. That's the most fascinating thing. Like, you're doing all your own stuff when you shouldn't have to. And I need to figure out how to moderate the chat. But hey, it is what it is.
Whatever. That guy gets excited when he sees me. I could care less.
You know that person?
I don't know.
I hope you do. I hope they show up to your house with a bowl of ice for your camera.
That's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The only way that I'm going to cool down speaking, right as you said it, the camera shut off. Right as you said that.
This stream is brought to you by El Gato. When your signal's got to go, get with El Gato. No signal here for AC.
Yeah, which it's definitely brought to you by Sony cameras because they overheat in 80-degree weather. It's 80 degrees.
Sony camera.
I gotta have a bowl of ice on this freaking thing in order for it to work. It's absolutely ridiculous. I wondered why it was shutting off the other day.
Sony cameras. Remember when they got hacked and all of their emails leaked? That might be one of the funniest things that's ever. Do you remember that?
I remember they hacked like the Sony. It was like the PlayStation Network, if I'm not. PlayStation shit got hacked.
The movie, it was because the interview with Seth Rogen and James Franco where they interviewed Kim Jong-un.
Oh, yeah.
They hacked Sony, and like the head of Sony was basically like, yeah, Jennifer Aniston sucks. She's literally the worst. I'm pretty sure she can't read. Like, she was like dogging all the actors and actresses. She's like, yeah, so-and-so sucks, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to over-negotiate. Their market's fading. And it was just like all the tea on all the actors and actresses. It was pretty funny.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
And then North Korea threatened us over the spoof comedy we made, but we still released it because USA.
They took it out of theaters, but they made it streaming.
They made it streaming. Like we made it streaming here.
That's right. And on that note, my handsome friend.
Thank you so much. This has been fun. I honestly love every second I get to interact with you. Take that Elgato and let it go.
Tell the people where they can find you. I'm going to put links in the description in the video. So once this is done, it's going to go uploaded in the cloud. Yeah, it's going to be uploaded on YouTube, and you can watch it again. And go right to the descriptions. I'm going to put his link tree there.
Thank you so much. I have a link tree on there. It's Veteran with a Sign on all platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Please find me there. And this is merchandise on veteranwiththesign.com. Thank you all for everything. As always, if you need any help or resources, please feel free to reach out to myself or AC. We'll try to connect you to any and all organizations that we can help you to find peace beyond the battlefield. Thank you for all that you do and be the change you want to see.
All right, brother.
Love
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, we'll see you. Of course, the camera is just shitting itself. That's how it should end. That's absolutely how it should. All right,
Works
we're
for
out.
me.
We're done here.
Is it done?
Yes, it is closed. Okay, AC, please make me a mod. I sent you. By the way, they can still hear us.